Good evening. This is the Cammodel Podcast. Shit guys say to Camgirls. I am Taja Ethereal. I am talking to the wonderful cam model DylanAces, and I'm excited to have her on. She's amazing. She's fun. And yeah, go ahead and say hello to everyone.
Hello. I'm so happy to be here. I'm excited.
Yeah, because you've told me that you listen to the podcast, which is
Absolutely.
great.
It is. I've learned a lot.
Great. I because it's like sometimes when I'm doing it, I'm like, am I just speaking into the void? But real quick, right off the bat, because I know I gave you like some talking points. I gave you like a little bit of a questionnaire to talk about. But just now when I was doing the sound test for our test, I
Yeah.
was like, okay, let me test the sound out. And this is so fucking weird. People are gonna be like, what is she talking about? I actually used a burp a
Oh,
burp sound to do the test just
yes.
to get a quality, and then I remembered because I almost forgot. Heaven forbid, I almost forgot that you just entered the world of burping.
Oh my gosh, I did, and it is crazy. And that was thanks to your podcast.
Thank you.
I
I'm
did
glad. Welcome.
a thing, and you know what? I thought, well, hell, I can burp. I'll put it out there, and you know what? Oh my gosh! And just before I logged on here, I just sold another one. Another video. I was like, this is crazy. I've sold more burp videos than some of my, what I think is my best sexy fucking videos. It's unreal.
Hmm.
And
I almost forgot, and I'm glad I did it because I was sitting there. I was testing it out, and I'm doing a whole like, oh, boom, 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 making weird noises, and I was just like, and I was like, oh, yes, she's a burper. Yes, she just did it because I saw
yes,
your tweet. And then I
yes,
was like, yes. And so I was like, yeah, I can ask her about that because I think it was like Kendi Cumming, my sister from another mister. She's like, we talk about a lot of weird, obscure fetishes and stuff.
yes,
And I think we do a lot of similar stuff, but then we brought that up, I think, on that podcast. I don't
yes.
remember. I think it might have been the third one. And I was like, yeah, burp fetishes are very, very popular.
Yeah, they are.
Um, I started on them like about 2012,
Yeah.
and it was
Wow.
just random stuff. Because I've been able to do it on like command since I was a
Yeah.
kid.
Yes. Me too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Never knew that people actually liked it because and they get very different. And then I also noticed that someone else Buxom Burp. I can't remember. I'll talk to her later because I talked to her in the background. She welcomed you in, and I happened to see
Yes.
that one conversation on the thread
Know
that
what you're talking about.
the one forum that I do advertise on, they can
Uh-huh.
be very cheap and they can be very
Yeah.
manipulative. So
Right.
that's yeah, I was like, don't go cheap with these guys
Right.
because burpers can be very cheap.
Yeah, well, I thought I'd test it out. And, I mean, I'm not used to it yet. So as soon as I get my, feathers wet a little more, maybe I'll lower my prices. But for right now, if you want to see me burp, well, you're gonna have to pay a little penny.
No, don't lower your prices. Homegirl, let me tell y'all, if you're listening, this chick, like, she just went straight into the fetish. It was very obscure. She put up a video for 50 fucking dollars. $50.
Like, wow, they paid.
Forget that. Like, I mean, I respect it. I respect it.
Right.
I never did that. There's some fetishes that I would do that with, but
Yeah.
it didn't take. It took years of confidence and experience to say, "Fuck that. This is $50." I mean, or
Right.
this is something I want people to pay me for, and then I would ask for that amount. So
Yes.
for you to enter a new realm, something
Oh,
that you're not experienced at, and then immediately ask for $50
yes. Well,
or high price, hell
let me.
yeah.
I got what what triggered it is a guy asked me to do a custom video of
Hmm.
burping, 15 minutes. I sold that for 100. That was my first video. I sold that for $100, and then I thought, you know what? I'll go ahead and throw it out there to everybody to buy at half price. That's where I got my 50 at. so
Oh.
so yeah, and it's not just 1 or 2 burps. It's fucking 15 minutes of burping. I felt so bloated after that video. Oh my gosh, got so much air in me now. But yeah, it was actually kind of fun to make.
Yeah, yeah. Not to make fun of the people who are into the particular fetishes because it can be very relieving and so forth.
Right? Oh,
But
that's
it's just so many different things that you can do within our
yeah,
industry, and it's sexuality, but for some guys, it's not about sex. Some of
yeah.
them, it's so many different things. You'll find that out the more you get into it.
Yes, I've got studying to do. Trust me.
But yeah, props to you though, because I was like, I read that, I was like, yo, she started out with a clip with $50. I was like, hell yeah, girl, because it's specialized. It's not something
Yeah,
that everybody
yeah,
can do and everyone does. And I mean, hell yeah, go high, because
yeah.
yeah, I do like
Supply
I used
and
to. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
demand. Supply and demand.
Exactly, because I used to do a lot of feeder type videos, and then I didn't really feel comfortable doing those anymore.
Uh-huh.
So I doubled my price. So now like you can get them for like $25 and up
Yes,
for those type of things, because I don't. It's I mean okay, I made them, but I
right.
don't like making them
Yes,
anymore. So I'm just like I feel like it's a more intimate thing. Someone watching you eat
right.
feels
Yeah,
intimate. So I'm like, nah, you should pay me more money for that. So
exactly. Absolutely.
anyways, I'm glad we got out of the way because I was afraid to that I would forget about
Yeah,
that point, which I
yeah.
think is amazing. So you are a cam model on Streamate. How long have you been on there?
I have been on Streamate for about, I think 1 year, maybe 1.5.
That's it. How long have you been
Yeah.
a cam model?
I've been a model for 6 years.
What site did you start out with?
My free cams, and I made the mistake
Oh,
of staying there for 3 years without venturing out to different areas. I still like my free cams. However, I love Streamate. It's just like I wish I would have found it earlier.
okay. Streaming.
Yeah,
So, okay, wow. I don't know. I didn't do my research, I guess, on that point. But
yeah,
you started out on MFC and then you came over
I
to Streaming a year ago.
yes, I've been on my free cams, and then I had a few other venues that I ventured off to as well. I kept going back to my free cams and back and forth, and then I tried Streamate, and I've been there ever since.
When you say other ventures, are you talking about like non-adult, like going off into the vanilla world, your mainstream stuff?
Other platform webcam modeling platforms.
Oh, okay, okay. So, okay, that's pretty cool. So you started, wait, I mean, we talked about this before, so I'm not putting you out there.
No,
You're a mature cam girl because that was one of her talking points when we were getting together for this little
yep,
podcast. So
yes,
you started at 40 in the cam
yeah,
model
yes,
business.
yep. Crazy, right?
Hell yeah. It ain't crazy, girl. I'm just saying, like, it's impressive because,
Well, a friend told me about it, and
uh,
she was telling me that she was a guest model with one of her friends that's a model, and she said it's crazy. All you did was like dance around and show your boobs and make money. I thought, well, that's cool. So I logged on, I looked, and I thought, oh my god, these girls are gorgeous. I'm not, I don't know if I'm ready for this. I'll just try it out. And unfortunately, I didn't have any help from anybody. I didn't know the ropes. I didn't know to look at websites or YouTube or anything for help. I just logged on and just started people coming in my room, and I just started, greeting them. And I gave so much shit away for free that I didn't realize that I was, shouldn't. It was intriguing, and I loved it. I really did. I liked the interaction.
mhm.
Stay at home mom and bored as fuck. Can I say that?
Of course, you can cuss. Yeah, of course you can cuss on here. It's called shit, guys, say the
Yeah.
Camgirls.
Yeah. It was a blast, and I just absolutely loved it.
That is okay. So that is really interesting because a lot of people sometimes. I mean, I know I get a lot of information from people who contact me and they're curious, and I think a lot of times get scared when they are over 40, and that's not. I mean, personally, I don't even feel like that's mature.
Not, yeah, you know what? Today's 40, I think, is not your mom's 40. You know what I mean?
Nah, exactly. It's not. I don't think it is, but
Right.
a lot of them may get scared. So
Yeah.
it's nice and inspiring to know that, you know.
Yeah, there's a market for everything. There really is, and I don't care who tells you otherwise. There's a market. There's somebody there for you. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, so you were what were you a dancer? Were you a stripper?
No, can you believe that? I was not. And actually, in reality, I'm an introvert. I'm shy as all get out of me.
Most cam girls are. A lot of
Yeah,
cam girls are introverts. A lot of us are. That's not unusual. It might sound unusual for
the
fans or
outsider.
people,
Yeah,
yeah. But
yeah.
yeah.
That out on your podcast too. I forgot who we were talking to. I think you were talking to Jay, but I'm not for sure. But anyway,
Jessica
somebody
Jade, yeah.
else. Yes. And she said that, and I was like, okay, cool. So yeah,
Oh
so
yeah,
yeah,
she's awesome.
haven't been a dancer or anything like that. No,
No,
nope.
I just thought I'd ask because you said someone told you all you have to do is dance. So I thought
Oh yeah.
maybe it was a perfect
Oh, okay.
transition.
Yeah, no, that's a good analogy or putting it together the pieces. But no, it was just a friend, just talking about what she did in the background, and yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
you're like my new favorite cam model. I have a little list of people
Right.
that I put out there that I love. Like they're people that obviously like I love who come on our podcast. Like we have our first person was named Courtney, and
Uh-huh.
then let's see, shout out to Kendi Cumming, and then Jessica Jade, and then we have from BBW Heathens, like you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
we want to build and so forth, but I'm excited to talk to you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
a couple other things like you said, you are on Streamates, which some can be like a polarizing type of site. Like I have my first sites that I started on when I first decided to be a platform, big box site, cam model, was MFC, My Free Cams, and
Uh-huh.
StreamMade on the very same day.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that can be
started,
very overwhelming.
I did MFC in the daytime, midday,
Uh-huh.
and I had no idea. I was one of those type of people who I didn't read the fine print. I didn't even know
Yeah.
how much money I was making.
Yeah.
And I remember working like a 3 hour shift, shaking my butt, doing everything everybody told me to do
Right.
because I loved the attention. And then found out I only made fucking 30 fucking dollars.
And oh,
Yeah, and this is not a diss to MSC. I'm just trying to
right.
give an understanding of how different these platforms are
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
and how difficult it can be if you're brand new and don't know anything. I
Yeah.
went on streaming that same day, that
Uh,
night, with the same concept, and I was in and out of privates. And I think I was charging like $3.99 a minute,
yes.
which is low. I feel like
Yeah.
it's low.
Yeah.
And I wound up making $200 in that same amount of time.
Wasn't that exciting? Oh my
It
God.
was because I was like, well, why the fuck was I bothering with MSC? But I did try it again and again and again, and I did MSC in the day, streaming at night. MSC in the day, streaming at the night, and then
Uh-huh.
I was able to make a decision. I was like, I'm not ready. If I
Yeah.
had tried Streamate straight for a month or whatever, and then
Right.
came back to MSC, I probably could have done better. But
Yeah.
it was just
It's totally,
ridiculous.
totally two different venues. I mean, in my eyes, anyway. One is more of an entertaining, like for free, or
Hmm.
conversation wise, even, and the other one is just stream it. You just stay busy, man. You just stay busy, and that makes time go by so fast.
Hmm.
It's good. I would rather stay busy than to, I don't know, just. I mean, there are times when I want to just hang out and chill and talk to everybody, but that's a lot what you do on microcams, at least in what I experienced. I'm sure other models do their whole deal different. Like I said, and I still go back to my microcams every now and then just to say hi to my old regulars and, chill or whatnot. But I just like the whole, go and get your privates, like just stay busy.
So wait, do your old regulars, they don't come follow you? They don't know where to they don't cross over?
Yeah, some of them don't
Yeah.
go over Streamate because, for instance, a couple of guys, I guess they had a Streamate account and either maybe didn't follow the rules or something. I don't know, but they're not allowed to get back on Streamate for some reason. I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, or they think that My Free Cams is more user friendly, maybe, or whatnot. But every guy has their own, favorite.
Yeah. I think that a
Whatever.
lot of them are all on. I think that they have accounts on all of them, but whatever,
Yeah,
it's a matter of where they want to spend their money when it comes down
yeah,
to it. Yeah.
yeah.
They could be on Cams, they could be on MFC, they could be on Chatterbait, they can be, I mean, yeah, but where they spend their money is really their preference. So, yeah.
True.
So, I think I first noticed you because this podcast is sponsored by Bullen Models, and I run the Bullen Models social media campaigns.
Yes.
And I think I saw you because you were tagging us, and
Yeah.
I don't really remember. I think I just remember you were like boom. That's how I noticed you because I
Uh,
don't watch a lot of cam shows anymore like I used to.
yeah.
And that's why I noticed you, and I noticed you on Twitter.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just wondering, how do you use social media, like you and your Twitter, if you have Instagram or so forth?
Okay.
Um,
Usually I tweet right before I get on. Sometimes about 5 minutes before I get on. I will tweet randomly during the day. Um, Sometimes about actually I have Model Central. I have my website set up, and so if I put out a new video, it'll automatically say, "Hey, I've got a new video" or whatnot. But me doing it manually, usually just right before I get on cam to let my followers know that, hey, I'm going to be here, or what. I'm really not the best at keeping up with the social media bit. I need to interact a little more. That's one of my goals, is to get more active in the social media bit. I don't have an Instagram. I tried that once, and then all of a sudden, it suggested that my grandma will be friends with me, and I'm like, what?
oh no, you need to talk to me in the background, girl. I can hook you up with that. Mostly,
Yeah.
the number one thing that worked that out is well, different devices
Okay.
don't use the same device. I mean, it's tricky, but yeah, it's very, that sucks. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
I was like, what? So that went down real fast. And then
Hmm.
I do the Snapchat thing. I have a premium account and a public account. That's a lot of fun. I do that. But other than that, just mostly Twitter.
Mostly, okay. So I'm glad you said that because that was like a conversation I've had with other people, with other cameras. I've talked to I say Mr. and Mrs. Boleyn, and we talk about this, about like what does it take, what is the stuff of a successful model, especially a successful streammate model. And I noticed that you had a post, and we talked about this ahead of time, so I'm not putting you on the spot,
Right. Okay.
that you have placed fairly high. Like, what was in the top 100?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was like top
Yeah,
one.
but
Yeah.
you're not like a crazy like social media demon.
No.
You are a MILF mature cam model.
Yes.
So, but
Mhm.
you're a success.
Yes.
You're amazing. So,
Thank
you know
you.
what I mean?
Yeah.
What is the story there? A lot of people might be wondering that. I already know. I'm pretty sure I know because I think you have that certain thing going on. But some people who might be like, why am I not making money? What the fuck is going on with streaming? But here we have a person who says that she uses Twitter, but she doesn't keep up on it. She doesn't use Instagram. Her Snapchat is blah, 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 blah. But here she is happy and successful. So
And that's the key word, happy. I think that is a very key word. Happy and enthusiasm is the
mm-hmm.
key. I mean, and not to mention the other things that they offer. Streamate has a bunch of tools you can utilize. But as far as getting out there and making people come back, it's easy to get people in your room, but it's keeping them there is the key. And
Mm-hmm.
I truly think that it's the way I handle my shows. Um, I don't stall. I don't stall getting naked. I don't stall. The only time I could probably even use the word stall is when it's a premium show, when they get the first 30 seconds free. But even then, I leave
Okay.
them wanting more. I mean, I am
Yeah.
slow taking
You
off.
mean the first? No, girl. It's not the first 30. It's the first 45 to 60.
Yeah, yeah,
Right. So
yeah,
yeah, that one is like that's what it is. But
yeah,
after that point, yeah. So what were you saying? You take your time and then so that
yeah.
that's not is that really what is that what you think that the master plan is for your
No,
recipe?
no, exclusives are my recipe. Exclusives.
Okay.
And that is what I do is, first of all, I like to see if I've played with them before. If there's no number by their name, I know exactly this is their first time. So I, say, hey, baby, I don't think we've played before. And basically say, tell me what you're wanting, and I ask them to what I offer. I say you can turn your cam on if you want. You can use the phone option. I've got toys. We can role play. And as I'm telling them this in a fashion where they are getting it all. They're soaking it all in, and I'm leaning up and I'm starting to remove my clothes, and then so they don't feel rushed or they don't feel like, oh my god, my time's running out. I say, you tell me what you like as I'm removing my clothes, and I'm making it
You're
sexual.
doing you're progressing this the show along, but yet you're still trying to ask questions.
I think that makes them feel comfortable. One,
Mhm.
two, I'm interested in what they're wanting, so I make it a good show. I don't just, oh, you want me to do this, and sometimes they are shy, they don't want to say, and so I say, okay, if you can't talk or you don't want to, that's fine, I'll take care of it, and I just start going along. I do like to see their camera because if I see them doing their thing, I know that I'm doing it right. And it's hard sometimes when I'm not seeing them do their thing because I don't know if they're liking it or not. But I try to just take their lead, and I role play like no other. I must say, I'm going to toot my own horn here. Doot doot. I do role
Do
play.
it, girl. Toot that fucking horn. Because if you don't toot it, nobody else gonna do it for you. So go ahead.
No, I give them what they want. I really do. I don't. In fact, if I get a below 5 rating, I find them. I'll take a note. I take notes
I will
on their
find you.
profile, and when they pop back in my room and there's a little note by their name, I like to see why did I leave a note, and I look and it says rated 1, and so I nicely ask them, and I usually do it on the keyboard, invisible message back to them so they don't get embarrassed or anything, because I truly want to know what did I do that deserved, a 1 rating, and
Hmm.
then they'll tell me or whatnot. But I truly
Are
want to
you
make it.
serious? So what type of things do guys say to you? Like what type of shit do the guys say to you when they give you a rating of a
They
one?
said one said that the connection was bad, and the
Uh-huh.
other guy said that he didn't remember. And
Of
I was like,
course.
"You don't remember? Okay." And
Fucking douchebag.
exactly. I'm like, "You spent 6 minutes in my room. You didn't. I mean, in the private. Something must have intrigued you for staying that long." And then I contact StreamMate, and they're good about removing the ones or the two,
Hmm.
threes. So I mean,
They will. I mean, if you, I've had some stuff removed, but gosh, you are so fucking awesome. So okay, there's so many. I'm listening to you talk, and I'm listening to the scenarios and how you get into it. So I have like so many questions that are like bubbling over more than I had sent to you.
yeah,
So you do these questions. Uh, you take notes on your customers,
absolutely.
you write down specific things.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't sound like you block people often because if someone
No.
leaves me, my first knee jerk reaction is probably like, block that bastard. You ain't coming back.
Yeah.
So how many people would you say do you have on your block list on Streamate?
Oh gosh, maybe 4 or 5, and that's
Shut
because
up. Nah, really?
you're right, because what causes them to get blocked is if they are constantly saying, show me this, show me that, show me this, show me that, and nothing, and they won't, and I give them a warning. I say, hey, and I tell them nicely how they can see it, blah blah blah,
Right.
and they just keep on, and that's about the only time I've ever really gotten. I handle my trolls so well. I'm serious. Here's a key to all you people out there that hate the trolls. Agree with them to a certain extent. If they say, you're old, say, I know. Isn't it crazy that there's a market for this? Look how many people's in my room. That is crazy. I mean, it's something like that. I mean, seriously. When you agree with them, they leave. They're like,
I get that too because they'll be like, girl, you fat. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm in the BBW category. Oh my God. Yes. And you clicked on it. Hello. Welcome. So
exactly. So, like, no news flash. It says it on my profile. So
you found your way here. So wait, you
yeah,
said that you only have 4 to 5?
I have to look at that to see, but I can.
No. But like, would you say it's under 100
Oh
people?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You're an angel. I don't remember how many I have, but like we have conversations about this, like cam models on the forums and stuff. The people who, how many people do you have? I mean, it's about. I guess it becomes about tolerance, and then when you handle your trolls, and like, can you turn that troll into money, which
Right.
is a different type of skill. But like, are we blocking people too soon? I mean,
Right. Yeah. Now, my free camps was a different story. I had quite a few on there, and that um, to me, I found more trolls there than I do on StreamMate.
really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I can believe that. Like I did primarily my token site. My token site experience was
Uh-huh.
Chatterbait. And
Okay.
some of the worst trolls. I mean, I made really great money at
Uh-huh.
times, but not consistently.
Uh-huh.
But in my experience, my 10-year experience, some of the worst trolls, the worst comments that
Uh-huh.
I ever had occurred while I was on Chatterbait.
Oh, wow.
I when I'm working consistently on StreamAid, I might get like someone who might comment on my weight in a bad way.
Uh-huh.
I might get someone who my ethnicity once a month, and I mean that's one times too many. But
Yeah.
I know what type of industry I'm in.
Right. Right.
But when I hear other girls talk about some of the things they go through, I'm kind of perplexed.
Yeah.
I often wonder like what's going on because I don't get it like that on StreamAid. Like
Yeah.
I think a lot of guys they watch you because another thing, guys can watch you before they enter your room. So if
Uh-huh.
they get the gist that you don't fucking play around, they
Hmm.
don't play with you.
A lot of, and you know what? I think it comes with what I have the benefit of is age, because I was 23 doing this.
I don't
I
even
would
know what you're
probably,
talking about. I don't even know what you're about to say, but go
I would,
ahead.
I would probably like shut my camera off, run in my bathroom, and cry like a little baby. I'm not really tough skinned. I'm pretty sensitive, or I used to be anyway. But with age, you're here. Like, I'm here. I have nothing to prove to anybody. The only competition I have as a cam model is with myself. I'm
Right.
I'm here to help any other model that wants to help or needs help, or if they have any, want to ask anything. I'm an open book. I will tell them what I did or what helped me, and I learn from everybody else as well. So it's just like, I think age has a lot to do with how I deal with the negativity.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That like you kind of like when you get older, you start realizing like it ain't really about me. Those comments, some of those guys are jacking off while they're talking
Right?
that shit. Maybe they're trying to get that free humiliation when you to go
Absolutely.
off on them, or they get off on just yeah, they're sadistic type people. But yeah, I rarely, like, I think even in the beginning when I started, they just didn't really bother me. So I sometimes wonder, like, is my canning experience that different? Because I have not had that problem where people have gone
Yeah.
off on me and been that mean to me.
Right.
I get guys who say wacky shit. So
Yeah.
when I decided on the name for the podcast, it was more like about not the mean shit, but the wacky shit.
Yeah. Oh,
Like this
absolutely.
one guy asked me the other day, he was like, "So I like hairy toes," and I was like, "Okay, cool. We could
Right.
talk about that." And we get. I do mostly indie shows now. Like
Okay.
that's my primary force, but like, so I'm like, okay, cool. So we get into the show, and then he goes, "Show me your hairy toes," and I'm like, "Yo, bro, what? I don't have hairy toes. I got some cute chubby toes, but I got no hairy toes."
Right.
And so it was really funny because then I got like a shawl that I have that's
Okay.
like you can put like an inside of your jacket.
Yeah.
And I ended up putting the camera down on my feet. It was okay, this is weird. But that's how I took care of that problem. But
Yeah.
like I don't know what was going on with that dude that he thought that I would have hairy toes.
Right. It's amazing. It amazes me at what they wanted. I've had one. Open your mouth. Okay. I have feelings in my back teeth. He
Hmm.
wants to see
Oh,
feelings.
yeah.
I open my mouth, and he just wants me to place the camera right on my mouth and let him just he jerks off to my feelings. And on
How?
one of my
What is that? What is going on with your feelings that like
tags, he said no feelings, and he tagged me, um, beautiful feelings in mouth or something like that. I'm like, dude. I blocked that tag. I was like, I don't want that to be known as a tag of my feeling.
well, I mean, listen, I think if on Streamate, even if you block it,
Yeah.
it still shows up if somebody looks. But no one is really going to look for that, so don't worry. No one's going to look for it. But it's as long as it's there, even if you block it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, then I
it's
realized, you know what I didn't realize at that time when I did block it is that's how they find you. That's how they want to find
uh-huh.
you in. And so, like
So
one of
if you
my
want to
tags,
entertain it,
so it's like, okay, I'm Johnny's girl. Okay, well, he probably tags all of his favorite models Johnny's girl. That way he can find them easier. I don't know.
what is the one tag that is it iridescent? It's like the weirdest tag.
I don't know, but I'm
I get
curious.
a lot of queens. I got someone tagged me twice with Queen Swagger.
Oh yeah.
So I started asking them. You can ask your customers. So like, hey yo, hook me up with that tag. And then there was iridescent which is a weird. I think about holographs and unicorns. So I think of an iridescent. But yeah, even if you hide it on StreamAid,
Yeah.
it's still you still show up in the search,
Uh,
unfortunately. But
yeah.
so I mean, yeah, that's so
I
weird.
mean, they can tag me. I don't care. It's okay, but it's just a weird tag.
What are the shows that you get beyond? Like you just went into the world of burping. What
Yeah.
other type of shows? Do you get a lot of fetish requests? Because like you are a mature model,
Yes.
so
The famous stepmom or mommy. Yes, absolutely. I get those all
hmm
the time. And I've got good scenarios down now where I'm good at them, and this whole age play thing comes about, and you know what? I just let them go off with it, and I don't say a word to
hmm
give it away that I'm doing it or whatnot, and they just take it away. And if I'm in charge of the whole scenario, I'll say, okay, you came home from college and you catch me masturbating. That way, it labels it a college. At least they're 18 or above, So,
exactly. There you go.
yeah, but yeah, that I get that a lot. Next door neighbor or best friend's mom. That's a big one. I get a lot of.
I think people sometimes have hard limits, like about it, and that's fine. You shouldn't do any type of show that you don't want to, you're not comfortable with. But if it's something you are comfortable with and you're worried about the rules, like you said, establish you're not a relative.
Yes, absolutely.
They are of age,
Yes, yes.
and you'll be fine.
Right.
And you just kind of like play along, or just play dumb and don't say nothing.
Exactly. I've done that before too.
Hmm.
Or just go, yeah, oh yeah.
That's
You know,
interesting.
it's like,
Ooh.
right.
Tell me
Exactly.
more. For another 15 minutes, get a block. How
Right.
about that? This is awesome.
Absolutely. No kidding. We can talk about it all day long.
So, would you say that that is like the majority, or when it comes to like vanilla requests, would it be like sloppy BJs and?
I get some of those, but you'd be surprised how many people just want me to go change my clothes. I've spent more time in the closet during a private before than on
Well, girl, I'm
camera.
looking at your outfit right now, and I've seen your tweets. I mean,
I just like,
you got a fucking array of shit. So I've seen it.
but it's just like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. So I'll go change and go change. And there's those guys that just want to talk. And it's like, I wish I would have known that that's what you wanted to do before I got that ass naked, because now you're asking me what my favorite song is, what my favorite color. And here I am all naked and you're dressed, and we're C2C in
Aww.
here. And I'm like, okay. I feel like a pretty woman when she's like at that horse race or whatever it is, that Kentucky Derby, and she's all
Hmm.
pretty and prim, and the guy hits her up for a night out hooking or whatever, and she's like all kind of out of her realm. She's like, oh gosh, she didn't have her game face on. If she would have had her game face on, she would have been prepared for that, you know
Uh-huh.
remark. And so but in an opposite way, I'm here naked and he's wanting to talk about my favorite food or whatnot, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, we can talk. As I'm sitting here with a dildo fixing to insert. Oh, one of those privates. Sure.
That's so funny. That's so funny. They be like, there's shows like after shows, like you've just finished like or I've just finished like doing all kinds of like unspeakable things
Yeah,
that
right.
and I'm sitting there butt naked, and we start talking about our favorite TV shows.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, and it's so funny because I have a couple of like customers that I do this with. And then at some point, I'm like, oh, I feel naked. And I'm like, bitch, you always naked. But I start feeling extra naked because now I'm naked talking about
Right.
personal shit. And
Right.
so this happened it's so funny. It happened a couple of days ago. So I was talking to one of my favorite TV shows, which is Atlanta on
Yeah.
FX. I can't have a podcast where I don't fucking mention Atlanta on FX because the shit is phenomenal. But I'm sitting there talking to this dude, and I was like, yeah. And so this week, you believe Alfred got robbed by some teenagers? And then I stopped and I thought, wow, I'm naked. But I just showed this man my vajayjay. But now I'm naked. It occurred to me, so I had to I grabbed a blanket. So
Right.
I finished talking to him. We had our conversation, but I had to cover myself because, like you said, I wasn't in that mode.
Right.
I started feeling
Absolutely.
vulnerable.
Exactly. My point exactly. Like an Adam and Eve moment.
I wish you wish you had been warned so that you would know
Yeah,
how to behave. But yeah,
absolutely.
it was so funny because I'm sitting there and I was like talking and talking and talking, and my titties are out, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I need to cover up. I got decent. I turned into like a little church girl, a little church maiden all of a sudden with
Right.
all these principles and shit. But
Uh,
it's so weird. But I think that's the same thing with guys though, because when they come,
yeah.
they could be filthy bastards, but then when they
Right.
come, it's
Oh yeah.
they're looking around for a towel. The mentality changes the minute
Oh
they
yeah.
come. So I
Yeah.
guess that was the cam girl version of it,
Yes.
which was hilarious. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Totally
So,
relate.
what show do you like watching? Just by the way, I'm just wondering.
Oh
What's your
gosh.
favorite show?
I I like court TV. Seriously, I'm
Really?
like,
Which
yes, I'm like so stupid. I mean, like reality court TV, like Judge Judy. I'm a Judge Judy freak, but I like Dateline. I
Wait,
like
Judge Judy
Mystery.
is still on?
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah. Can you believe that? Judge Judy. My kids make fun of me because I watch Judge Judy, but yeah, I watch Judge Judy. I don't know why. I think because she reminds me of my grandmother.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm the boss, applesauce. That was one of her like old school. That's the last time I watched her. Like I used to smoke one and like with friends, and she would say, "I'm the boss applesauce." So, what is the one that you like watching now? Like, who else do you watch?
Let's see. What else do I watch? I'm such. I like Dateline. I like all these. Like, I could probably kill somebody. And
Dateline is on right now, I think.
I'm pretty sure I'm recording it.
Yeah, it trends when I look at Twitter.
Yeah.
Dateline is usually trending on Friday night. I think it's yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing about Dateline though, it's just like Dateline and then Snapped, which is another one. You already know how it's going to end. You know that it's maybe I'm morbid, maybe I'm like crazy, but I like shows where I can't. Okay, this sounds bad. Okay.
Yeah.
I like kind of like maybe this is why I like fictional movies where they get away with it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When they don't get away with it, and you know that they're not going to get away with it, it's predictable, and I can't focus. So.
Well, I hate spending a whole hour thinking that okay, I got to figure out who did it, and then it's one of those Datelines where they say, "To this day, nobody knows how so and so was killed," and I'm like, "Are you kidding me? I wasted an hour of my life, and I'm never going to."
I thought they always had
the
killer in Dateline.
No. Not always.
She's like, no. I guess that's Snapped. It was always predictable because Snapped, you always know that she did it.
I need to watch that.
Well, no, but because Snap is always like some disgruntled wife, girlfriend, whatever. She did it, but like there's never any loose ends or anything like that. So I don't really like those shows. Like you like reality shows. Those are your favorites.
Yeah. I mean, back in the day, I liked Boston Legal when that was on. I just loved that show. That was great. I don't know. Maybe I should have been a lawyer. Yeah, that's my calling. I don't know. Yeah.
That could be, a little second basket or whatever. Yeah. So, okay, we're coming to the end of our wonderful podcast. I'm so happy to talk to you. You'll be back. You're so easy to talk to.
Well,
I'm sure there's so many things that I did not ask and did not get into, but so we're coming up on the end of the May Day contest. Did you work for that or?
I did not. No, my time is so crazy as far as getting on cam. That 1 week where I was the top 100, I was able to cam because the kids were gone on spring break, and so. I have kids, so there's constantly people coming in and out of my house. It's like Grand Central Station here. So when I'm on, I make the most of it. But yeah, I wasn't able to this time. So
you weren't. Well, that's okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
So tell everybody how they can find you. If you have a website, tell people what your social media is. Okay. DylanAces 13, or is there something else?
On Twitter, it's at DylanAces1. And my website is Dylan-Aces.com.
Mm-hmm.
And my public Snapchat, if you want to follow me or add me or whatever you want to call it on there, it's Dylan_Aces. Just like my Streamate name, Dylan_Aces.
Awesome. Yes, she's a Texas MILF.
Yeah.
A Texas maven. But she's just a Texan hottie. Because I'm looking at this picture. You look like so much fun. I can just totally tell. I'm probably going to be perving you in the next week. And this is the 11th episode of Shit Guys Say to Camgirls. Yeah, it's the 11th. I don't know why I draw a blank when I ask about that. So anyways, this is Taja Ethereal with Miss DylanAces, a Streamate model. And we've had a wonderful night. I hope everyone else out there has a wonderful night. And thank you so much for coming on the podcast. And you have a great one.
Okay, you too, baby.
Bye-bye, girl. Bye.